I don't feel the need to force anything on anyone, but I think a big thing is that people have like such a one-dimensional view on Muslim people and like how they are and how they practice, and that's just not the case, especially in America when like people come from so many different countries and so many different families.
My Sikhi has been the thing that's like helped me and grounded me throughout like that entire exploratory process, and it's been the thing that I was able to dive into, and it's the reason that I can make sense of both of my identities and have them be one cohesive unit.
People often confuse men that are wearing turbans for Muslims when they're actually Sikh or Punjabi. There isn't really anything about wearing a turban in the Islamic religion. So I think it's actually one thing that I find very appealing about Sikhi in general is how simplistic the philosophy can be. So a lot of it is, I would characterize in three main pillars. One is Nam Japna, which basically means speaking the name. Basically just meditating on God, meditating on the name of God. Other one is Vanchakna, which basically means service, community service. And that's mainly done through langar halls in gurdwaras. Gurdwaras are places of worship for Sikhs. And langar is basically a community meal where everyone is able to sit down and have a meal together regardless of race, regardless of caste, regardless of sexual orientation or anything. And the third one is Kirtkanna, which basically means honest living. So living not for selfish means, but also giving part of your income to charity, helping those in need. And I think these three main pillars that Sikhi teaches you is what the star ends up symbolizing. And it's what, there are three simple tasks that anyone can do in their day-to-day life.
The 5 pillars are 1, testament of faith, 2, prayer, 3, charity, 4, fasting, and 5, pilgrimage. The first pillar is testament of faith, which in Arabic the term for it is called the shahada. So when you say this shahada, that basically makes you a follower of Islam, which is, in English, it's I bear witness that there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. And the second pillar is prayer, or in Arabic, salat, which is basically the standard 5 prayers a day, you know. The third pillar is charity. In Arabic, it's called zakat. Every Muslim is obligated to donate to charity. The fourth pillar is fasting, or in Arabic, it's called siyam. Once a year, during the month of Ramadan, Muslims are obligated to fast every day for 30 days from sunrise to sunset. And the fifth pillar is pilgrimage, which is in Arabic known as hajj. Every Muslim is obligated to go to Hajj at least once in his or her life.
So a hijab is like a physical garment that Muslim women wear to cover their hair, and that's because in the Quran it's really emphasized for women to practice modesty, but the hijab itself is actually not said directly in the Quran. So this is kind of like an adoption from the Prophet's wives, who are supposed to be, you know, the best examples for women to follow, for Muslim women to follow.
I've never cut my hair, I've never cut my beard. And this follows from both the religious teachings and in my own personal beliefs. I don't want to relinquish the identity that really was like being forged in fire. I went through all of this bullying in elementary school and middle schools, and it shaped who I was. So the questions about why do you wear the turban? Why do you look a certain way? And that's really inspired me in a lot of my personal choices. Internally, like if I wanted to keep my beard, if I wanted to cut my hair and look like what everyone else looked like, I chose against it because it would kind of be like sacrificing who I was as a person at that point. Like I just wouldn't be me without them now.
The major teachings of the Quran are knowledge is more important than arrogance. The Quran is just a series of teachings and lessons and rulings for how anyone should live their life. Okay, so everything that Islam kind of teaches you, at the end of the day you can find out that it's for the better rather than for the worse.
I think if anything, I would love for us to be the generation that changes that. That isn't the generation that points fingers at others and says, oh, you look like that, what are you gonna do, X, Y, and Z? Like, none of those situations are necessary and they don't help anyone. And they really harm us more than anything else that we do, so.